In the first part of this program, we have discussed the cataloging procedures associated with the documents under uniform titles as per AACR 2. Now, in this program, we shall be discussing the cataloging aspects associated with serial publications. You're acquainted with the terms periodicals, journals, and magazines. All these fall under the category of serial publication. Learned periodicals or research periodicals are an integral part of research libraries, and hence a proper control of such documents is an important aspect of library management. Learned periodicals or research periodicals are such publications in which original papers are published and research is reported. For example, in the case of this journal entitled Journal of Research in Science Teaching. But there are several vagaries in serial publications. However, we should restrict ourselves to the cataloging of only a few simple periodicals. Let me first enumerate a few elements for cataloging common to some periodicals. These are: number 1, name of the periodical; number 2, sponsor of the publication, if any; number 3, edition statement; number 4, volume number, issue number and date; number 5, imprint; 6, physical description; 7, series; 8, notes, which gives the information about the frequency of the publication; and number 9, standard number or ISSN, which stands for International Standard Serials Number; and finally number 10, library holdings. Now I shall be showing you these elements recorded in the main entry card of this publication that I showed you earlier. As I talked to you earlier, that first thing we have to record is the name of the periodical, that is Journal of Research in Science Teaching. This is followed by name of the sponsor of the publication, which is National Association for Research in Science Teaching, followed by the edition statement, giving the name of the editor here. This is followed by volume number, issue number and date. Then imprint is recorded, and after the imprint, the physical description of the journal is recorded, which deals with the length of the journal. After this, the frequency of the publication is given, and here it is mentioned that it's a monthly publication. And after the frequency, the ISSN number is given, which I talked to you earlier also. In the continuation card, information about the library holding is also given. This means the library has volume 25 onwards. After that, in the tracing part, information about the edit entries is mentioned, as you can observe from this continuation card. There are several other elements depending upon the nature of the publications. Therefore, we shall be taking up 3 different types of serial publications for cataloging practice. First, I shall take up this publication entitled Sociology. It's a very simple title and has got a minimum number of elements. Here, in the case of the serial publications, the chief source of information is the first issue of the publication. In case the library doesn't have the first issue, the subsequent issues can be made use of, maybe the second, third or any other issue. This publication has started in 1967. However, this particular issue is that of February 1989. We have also ascertained from the sources given in the journal that this is a quarterly publication and library has started subscribing to this publication from volume 13 onwards. And this information is indicated in the main entry card itself. Now looking at the main entry card, the heading is made under the title of the journal and not under the corporate body. This is in accordance with the rule number 21.1b2 of AACR2, which states specifically about the choice of headings for periodicals, that when the publication is of an administrative nature dealing with the corporate body itself, only then the heading should be under the name of the corporate body. Since this periodical does not concern itself with the administrative routines, therefore it should be treated as the general periodical. The next doubt that you must have got is about the year 1967, which is mentioned here. However, this particular issue is that of February 1989. This is again in accordance with the rule number 12.3b1 of AACR2, which directs us to give the numeric or alphabetic designation of the first issue of the serial being catalogued within parentheses. In this case, the first issue was published in 1967. Now, after the title of the journal, you have to give a space, a full stop, a space, and a dash. This information is followed by volume number and issue number. And after this, you have to give the year of publication of first issue within parentheses, which in turn is followed by a hyphen, 4 spaces, a dot, a space, and a hyphen. Then we give the place and name of the publisher. After this information, again we have to repeat the year of publication of first issue. This again in accordance with the rule number 12.4F1 of AACR2, which states, record the date of publication of the first issue and follow the date with a hyphen and 4 spaces. The specific material designation for a serial which is still in progress is V. It signifies the total number of volumes for that particular periodical publication. No numerical is given because the publication is still in progress. The final figure is only arrived in case the periodical has ceased its publication or library has stopped subscribing to this particular periodical publication. This information is followed by the physical description, which gives the height of the periodical publication. After this, the frequency of the periodical publication is given. The periodicity of the publication is mentioned on a separate paragraph, and it can be indicated in different ways. For example, to name a few: weekly, issued twice a month, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, biannual, annual, frequency irregular, or frequency varies. However, these were only a few types or few ways of indicating such information on the card. There are many other ways of recording such information. In case periodicity forms the part of the title, such information is not given separately. For example, in the case of this title, Educational Administration Quarterly, periodicity forms the part of the title, hence this is not repeated again in the main entry card. Information about the holdings is followed after this. This is recorded as per rule number 12.7b20 of AACR2, which states, make notes on any peculiarities or imperfections of the copy being described that are considered to be important. If the library does not hold a complete set of multi-part items, give details of the library's holdings. Make a temporary note if the library hopes to complete the set. Now, coming back to the sociology, the tracing part shows that an edit entry has to be prepared for sociology periodicals. That is the edit entry for the subject. It has to be written on the top of the card in capital letters. Now I shall be taking up another publication that I showed you earlier, entitled Educational Administration Quarterly. This publication is that of February 1989. However, this started in 1964. There are two sponsors for this particular publication. One is University Council for Educational Administration, and the second one is University of Utah. Now let me show you the main entry card. In this example, you'll find that there is no mention of the frequency as compared to the previous example. This is simply because of the reason that frequency forms the part of the title. Therefore, as told to you earlier, there is no need of mentioning the same information in the body of the main entry. Besides the other information, in the tracing part, which is written on the continuation card, the information about the title edit entry and two sponsors is given. The first edit entry card is for the title, which reads as Education Periodical. The subsequent edit entry cards are for the first sponsor, which is University Council for Educational Administration, and the second edit entry for the sponsor, University of Utah. Now after this, I shall be taking one more example. It's about a periodical publication entitled Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. The first issue of this periodical came out in 1956, but under a different name, which is Journal of Broadcasting. The title of this periodical has been changed from the year 1986, that is from volume 30 onwards. The basic rule says to enter such publication under the new title, that is Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. Now let's see how to prepare the main entry for this. In the heading statement it's given Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. See, here in the main card itself we have mentioned the previous title, which is Journal of Broadcasting. That is written as continues, then Journal of Broadcasting. This means that this new title is in continuation with the earlier title, which is Journal of Broadcasting. In the library holding section, notice the gap after 1974. It is to include all the volumes that are available in the library. The ISSN number is included in the main entry card as per the title page of the document. In the tracing part, an indication is given that we have to prepare two subject edit entries, that is, one for broadcasting periodical and the second for television broadcasting periodical. It is for the reason that there was a change in the title. So, we have not yet solved the cataloging procedures for such publications where there is a change of title. For this, we have to refer to AACR2 rule number 21.2. Part-5.2c, which states, if there are two titles for the same document, or if there is a change in the title of the periodical publication, then the main entries should be prepared for both the titles. So let's prepare the main entry for the original title of the journal, which reads as Journal of Broadcasting. This is mentioned because we have to hint that this journal is now publishing under the new name Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. Now, as the journal has stopped its publication under the Journal of Broadcasting, therefore such information has been mentioned in the main entry card, which has been closed here. The physical description part shows the total number of the volumes that have come under the original name of the publication, which is Journal of Broadcasting. The contents part gives the indication about the new name, that is Journal of Broadcasting and Electronic Media. So if a user does not know the new name of the publication, this device is going to direct him about this new name. Now I hope you are thorough with the cataloging procedures of serial publications. Here I shall be showing you another periodical, and I hope you will be able to catalog this publication. Try to prepare the main entry. For this, I shall be giving you the details. The title reads as Physics Education. The sponsor for this publication is Institute of Physics. In 1966, the volume 1 and number 1 has been published. The place of publication is Bristol, and the name of publisher is Institute of Physics Publishing. This publication is still in progress, and in the physical description area, you may give the height of publication as 24 centimeters. The frequency of the publication is bi-monthly, and its international standards serial number is 0031-9120. In the library holdings area, you may give that the library has from 1986 volume 21 onwards. So, this is an exercise for you. Meanwhile, let's discuss the highlights of this program. In this program, we discussed about the uniform titles and serials. First of all, we discussed about the uniform titles. Uniform titles brings scriptures, epics, folklore, and anonymous works at one place in the catalogue. Main entry not in the name of translator, editor, or commentator, but under the title of the book. Secondly, we discussed about the serial publications. Serial publications are periodicals, journals, and magazines. I also told you that the cataloging of learned periodicals is a complex problem. The learned periodicals are such publications in which original papers are published and research is recorded. I also told you earlier that in case a publication is having a corporate body as well that publishes it, the heading is to be made under the name of the journal, if it's not of administrative quality. Here, corporate body forms heading where publication discusses its administrative nature. Now I think by now you must have completed the preparation of main entry of the title that I showed you earlier. I shall be showing you the main entry which I have prepared